Everybody with me? Yeah. All right. Watch this. Let's talk about following change. There's two ways to attain success. Aren't you glad it's not 72 ways? Only two, right? That's easy. The first one is to find a person who's where you want to be. Juliet saying that. Would anybody like to earn $1 million bonus? We ain't got to go search for them, right? There's a lady who lives in Costa Rica and is in Chicago in March. She doesn't have to be here. But here's somebody who's attained the success that you want to have, who's here to show you how to do it. Right. Oh my God, let's give her a round of applause. Everybody who's successful and just do what they tell you to do. Can you imagine? Juliet St. John says, look, do 2, 3, 4 times find you. And you say, okay, and you don't do 2, 3, 4 times find you. She said, in 2 years I've made 10 of those $10,000 bonuses that Emmy talked about. 2 years, right? Up from a challenging situation financially to the tune of where it rendered her in the vehicle as opposed to a home. You heard the story, right? 2 years from there, 10, not 1, 10, $10,000 bonus in 2 years. Almost one every other month. And she said, the way I did that is this. I'm a robot. Walk right behind me. Do exactly what she say do. Why? Because that's the first way to attain success. Getting a mentor, getting an example. That's the biggest challenge for most people is finding somebody who's successful. Not only that, but them being willing to teach you. She's here in Chicago, right? How many people who live in Costa Rica will willingly be here in Chicago? So she said, second way, which is what people use as an excuse. I don't have anybody around me. Well, if that's where everybody starts at, with not having anybody successful around, and then how do you ever get to success? If you look at the majority of people around you and what they're doing, you do the opposite, and you'll be successful. If everybody around you is broke, making payment arrangements, on payment arrangements that they made payment arrangements on, and if you heard people say, nobody around me, everybody don't pass $200. Everybody broke. Don't repeat that. Not say that out loud. That's scary. Everybody around you is broke. And you wonder why you are? Man. That works. So the thing is, you look at what everybody else is doing. If everybody's getting up at 11 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, at the beginning of their day, you get up at 6 o'clock. Even though there's nothing to do, you just get up and figure out something to do. Because something's going to happen. You're going to say, hey, you know what, I can cut the grass. Something's going to happen, but do something different from what everybody else is doing, and you'll start having different results from what everybody else is having. Everybody with me? Yeah. So the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class by Cameron Keith Smith is a book that each of you need to get. You absolutely need this book. Our business is based on self-development. That's what our business is. We're a self-development operation. If you're unwilling to develop yourself, you won't succeed in this business. That's right. You just won't. I'm going to be honest with you. Self-development is crucial. You got to read. You got to educate yourself. Not to the tune where you got to be some type of, you read a book a day. I'm not saying that. Because some of you start reading every day and say, well, I was told you to read. And you ain't talking to one person. So you're right. You read every book out there. You still can't figure out why your check was 17 cents. You got to do something. You got to still talk. Don't just read, right? That's just part of it. But this book is a great book to have, right? The millionaire mindset is to embrace change immediately while the middle class is threatened by it. See, change threatens people. Yeah. See, our founder said he wants to create 10,000 millionaires. That upsets the wealth distribution in the country. Don't you understand? That is change that threatens people on so many different levels, which we don't have time to get into. But it threatens people. Everybody with me? Yes. Let's talk about following change still. The middle class assumes that change will be negative. That's an assumption off the rip. Oh my God, here we go again. They assume it's going to be negative. Millionaires assume that change, whether positive or negative, doesn't make them a difference. They look at it as a benefit. Wow. It's an opportunity to begin differently. See, change now, by virtue of the fact that we have a 3 and 3 program, how many people understand that that justifies you calling people that are not active in the business now, or you have something different? You're supposed to call the people. See, look, I don't know if you know it or not, but we got the 3 and 3 program. It's phenomenal. You want to be in the 3 and 3 club. You don't know about 3 and 3 club? Oh, that's when you refer 3 people to the business, and that $50 a month that you're not paying now. Once you get in, you get all the benefits I have, and then you don't have to pay $50 a month. See, that's a reason, right? See, change is beneficial. That's how the millionaires say. Watch this. To the timid, change is frightening. Like, oh my God, they're changing again. Right? To the timid, they're frightened by change. To the comfortable, change is threatening. They don't want to upset the balance, right? Just don't make any rip in your water. Just take it easy, man. Just come to the meeting. Just have 3 people come to your travel party. Don't try to get 10, right? That's too many. Look at what happens. To the truly confident, change is an opportunity. See, people are saying, what? There's a seat available at the top. You telling me what happened? Oh, is that right? Oh, they kept the seat warm for me? Oh, I'm sending thank you note. You see, some people ain't getting that. Opportunity is there. Tracy smiles. See, those who resist change are insecure, and those who embrace it are confident. This is what you got. This is a conversation you have with you. We're not even in the room. Let's just say you having this conversation with yourself. If you are not embracing change, you got to ask what insecurities exist within you. Right? Let's talk about how natural change is. We look at the evolution of a baby. That's the greatest example of change, right? When a baby is born, you get ready, you have the blue, or the pink, and you have the nursery, you have the baby shower, and everybody's all giddy and excited. That's a good time when the baby is coming, right? The baby gets here, and you're documenting all of their milestones, right? Today, he lifted his head up on his own, right? Let me need a bobblehead before they figure out how it works, right? How the eyes are supposed to be, when they're supposed to sleep. They can't figure that part out. They sleep while you awake, and vice versa. You toe on the bed trying to get you on the ground, right? Anybody had a child before? So what happens is, you see that, and a baby gets to a point where they can stand on their own, and they start walking, and then they can feed themselves, they can use the potty, right? You have a potty song you sing to my son, so when we sing the song, it's potty, I ain't sing the song, but all those milestones you see happen, right? And you admire the change. In fact, you expect it. But when the change doesn't take place like it's supposed to, and then now you have a 13-year-old and a 5-year-old body. Now you start to say, what's wrong? Because change inherently, change is natural. So when change is not taking place, now you're going to the doctor. Now you're going to specialists trying to figure out what's wrong, because change is not taking place. So if change is natural like that, we should be able to see the natural progression of change in every aspect of our lives. Are you with me? Yes. Change doesn't create, it reveals what's inside. See, when a change takes place, when people react, it ain't got nothing to do with the change. It has everything to do with what's in the person. You heard it, right? Are we sure? Doesn't it say that when it's not what goes in a man that defiles him, but what comes out of him? So it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle what happens to you. Everybody with me? Yeah. If you get angry, it's because you have hostility. If you get worried, it's because you're fearful. This is what's coming out of it. If you complain, it's because you're ungrateful. See, when change happens and you begin to complain, see, when you tell me that you've only made, I don't care where it's at today. Only is ungrateful. Because there's people who make 0. In fact, there's people negative. And if you take the positive out, only made $75,000 with the business this year, or I've only made $50,000 in a month with this business? Come on, are you kidding me? If you complain, it's because you're ungrateful. You got to check that ingratitude. It's the most, it's ugly. Anybody don't appreciate this? How you feel when your wife don't appreciate it? I saw a couple of frowns. Let me check it. Why? How do you feel when your husband don't appreciate it? I saw a couple necks about to roll, right? How do we handle change? Let's talk about handling change. See, don't be a victim. That's such an ugly language of a victim. And this happened, and then that happened, and then my dog had worms, and then my cat scratched me, and then my hand, I can't move my finger. You know what I mean? It's the language of a victim. Be a victor. You know, be on the other side of the challenge, right? Don't be in a situation where you're the victim. Nobody likes having a conversation with a victim, right? See, in times of change, watch this. This is important. In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth. The learned, meaning I've already got it all figured out. Anybody know anybody like that? Yeah. Got it all figured out, they know everything. Every time you try to tell them something, they say, yeah. You can't get the sentence out. Yeah. You got the sentence for you. Yeah, I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm cool. No, you don't have to tell me. I understand. I did that. I mean, look, I'm older than you. I'm older than you right now. I know I did that. I've been in network marketing for 20 years. I got that. I mean, I own my business. I mean, right? That's the person who's learned. Look at what it said about the learner. The learned will find themselves well equipped to deal with the world that no longer exists. Here's the thing. I don't care how much understanding you have of a payphone. I don't care how well you understand the technology, how the receiver works and the handle is made of thermal resin. It's the same material they use to make bowling balls. I mean, whatever you know about that, so what? Payphones don't exist. So you're well equipped to deal with a world that what? No
longer exists.
All right? We're talking about change. I believe that this change that we're looking at right now, right? And I'm not going to go into the details. We got the SuperSaturday room. We have to do that. But this change that we're looking at, when we're talking about mergers, when we're talking about something that's happening in the network marketing industry that has not happened before, you listen to the language of market or industry disruptors, a market disruption company.
Yeah.
That language, disruption, means not business as usual. We're talking about something phenomenal that's going to happen that has never happened before in the history of American business. See, I believe, this is Nakia talking, I believe this is the change that those who embrace it will watch their annual income become their monthly.
Hello. Yeah.
I just want you to think about what you made all year long. You got that figure in your mind? Yeah. You looking at it? Yeah. Good number, right? You make it every no, please. Right. But look at how you feel about whatever it is annually. Now make it every 30 days. How you feel about life now?
All right.
You on the beach right now, aren't you? Get out here. I believe that'll happen. Blockbuster's way of handling things. Netflix is a fly-by-night company. Blockbuster's out of business. I drive past where I live across the intersection. Blockbuster. Ain't no videos. Netflix put them out of business because of their unwillingness to change. People looked at Amazon. Boy, it's last. Everybody books online. You gotta be kidding me. People want to touch the book. They want to drink coffee, so we're going to put cafes in that one. We'll have coffee for them, and frappuccino, and little treats, and we're going to get them off the road. Empty. And then Amazon went from books to everything. So who's in business and who's out of business? Based on how they handle change. Look at this. Attitude determines altitude. You want to write that one down, right? Many wish for their own obsolescence and don't even know it. If you say, man, I have to call somebody to tell them to come to a meeting. Because that's what leaders do. Is lead people who, for whatever reasons, are not leading themselves. That's why you're complicated a big problem. Right? I mean, but people should just already do it on their own.
if a player could win the game on their own, why do they pay the coach so much money? Right? You take the posture, imagine at the end of a post-game interview with the coach, and they're saying, well, what happened on the field out there? You guys got started, right? And then the coach says, well, my quarterback is going through marital issues right now. The running back, he always coming late. I don't know what's wrong with him. The other one, his mortgage is behind. I don't know how he gets billed. If you have all this explanation as to why they're not succeeding, you're not the person for the job. Because your job, Mr. or Mrs. Coach, is to coach them to an NBA championship despite of themselves. See, in spite of what they're going through, their issues, their challenges, their ups, their downfalls, their mishaps, your responsibility is to help them get from A to B, which is a championship, without them being fallen victim to what their challenges are. That's your responsibility. So if you don't want to have that responsibility by saying, why do I have to do this and why do I have to do that, and ain't nobody doing nothing on my team, and people always this, and people don't come out to a meeting, I invited them out, the team said they was going to do this, and the guys said they were going to do this. You're wishing for your own obsolescence. Not wanting your position to go away because it'll go away from you to somebody else who sees the value. Everybody with me? Yeah. Okay, am I making a little sense? Yeah. See, complaining is concern is okay. You can have a concern. Let me give you an example of what concern is versus complaining. When you're talking to a person about the issue you have, if that's the person that can do something about it, you're expressing a concern. If they can't do nothing about it, complain.
Hello.
I got a problem with Joyce. Joyce said, the way you talked to me the other day, it made me feel some kind of way. In fact, I went away, I thought about it, and I just want to let you know that man or woman, that's probably not how we should think. See, I'm talking to Joyce, right? This is a concern. That's legitimate. But as I'm talking to, what's your name? Margarita. Yesterday, Joyce talked to me. It just had me, I was just feeling some kind of way about it. Yeah, you know what she had in there? See, she can't do nothing about it. That's a complaint. And it does nothing but throw up all over her. And waste her time, energy, and effort, and nothing is accomplished. So, concerns are right now to complain. Complaining about the company's flaws and imperfections, the issues, the shortcomings, the challenges, etc. Why isn't this company running like a well-oiled machine? Why do I have trouble with my back office? Why about this? Or what about... See, the problem is if you want it to run like a well-oiled machine, guess what? When it's running like a well-oiled machine, the pioneers who made it run like a well-oiled machine are the ones who get the biggest reward. When those people show up and the machine is already running, guess what? We don't need you to help us. Right? So you can look at the machine just running. That's not where the money is made. You can go get a job at Microsoft today. Probably make a living. You won't become financially independent. That opportunity is coming on. Our opportunity is now. You should be excited about the fact that it's not running the world like a railroad machine. Because that means opportunity still exists. Okay, I don't know if y'all was
Yeah, we with you.
That's the purpose and the promise of a pioneer. Real quick, you know what? If I miss the flight, I missed. I got to talk. Because here's what I want us to understand. Imagine all of us right now on the ship with Christopher Columbus. This is the ship. Can you imagine how silly it is to ask me, Christopher Columbus, are we there yet? I don't know where there is. None of us do. Can you imagine the mindset of a person who willingly gets on the ship, not knowing where it's going, not knowing how much food they need, not knowing what type of weather to dress for, not knowing how long they'll be going away from their wife and their children, not knowing anything outside of, we getting on the ship. Right. We with you, Chris. Let's go. And don't know where they're going. See, meaning you won't leave the house without your GPS. You gotta know where you're going. And in fact, husbands, I'm gonna agree to this. If you get in the car and you turn to your wife and tell that lady what's the address, she say, I don't know, you upset. But like, how you gonna go somewhere you don't know where you're going? Right? But to get on the boat and to go somewhere that you don't know where you're going, you got to have a different mindset.
Sure do.
The pioneer is an explorer.
It was an exploration. You read history books. You read about the Lewis and Clark expedition. You know, you read about this. These are people who go out and explore what they called America at that time was newfound land. Nobody knew about it. Was people living here when they got here. It's not that nobody knew. They didn't know. Right? That's a whole other story. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, what I'm saying is that exploration that was in their blood made them okay with getting on the ship. You all have gotten on a ship. That's right. See, and when you're looking for things to see, people who got to know everything before they move forward, this ain't for you.
That's it.
I'm going to be very direct with you. This is not for you. If you can't sit down and be willing to follow somebody to a destination that you don't have all the answers to, and be okay with them not having all the answers to it, this is not for you.
All right.
See, I found you just got to get you a friend you got to trust.
Mm.
And in life, you got to trust somebody. So if you're going to choose somebody to trust, how about it be the person with the best track record to trust? See? You can say, I'm 30 years in this industry, right? You gotta know the man you're following. Right? And the ship now has taken us on so many twists and turns, and every single time he's there at the wheel, at the helm, steering the ship, navigating around the iceberg. Even when the iceberg hit, he's sending somebody down there to patch it up. We didn't Titanic, baby. That's the purpose of a pioneer. You got to understand we're doing something that hasn't been done before. You got to understand we don't know everything about what it is that we're doing, but we solid. Sometimes you got to walk by faith and let what? Sight ain't come. It's not always there. But you see, you can look back in retrospect and they say hindsight is what 20/20 vision. So when you look at it, you say, oh my God, I wasn't smart enough to figure that out. The Creator had to have been guiding me then, right? And so you look at where we are right now. That's why we are 11 years later, $2 billion in travel sold. We're talking about 41,000 $1,000 bonuses paid out. We're talking about $120 million in commissions paid out in an industry that we started with zero and knew nothing about.